Hello, everybody. It is Thursday and it is time for a Ask Christian Shields session. I am so excited about today. I really feel like I'm just talking to a specific person, which I'll get to in a minute. But I just want to kind of do a recap. This month with the Ask Christian Shields sessions have been phenomenal. And for those of you that are new and watching for the first time, my name is Christian Shields. I am a mental health professional, and my area of specialty is personal awareness. I want us to know more about ourselves. I want us to explore who we are, love who we are, and also not be afraid to evolve into the person we really want to be. And so I kind of fell into that area just through my own personal life journey. And so I'm taking you all with me. And that's why I do these Ask Christian Shield sessions. So this month, we have covered so many different things. We've talked about business and women. We've talked about trauma. We've talked about your nutrition and your health, how self-care is healthcare. So if you haven't got a chance to catch up on the Ask Christian Shield session, just scroll back down the timeline and watch some of these videos. I really believe that this information is going to help you. So today, like I said, I'm really excited to have this conversation, but I believe that I'm really only talking to specific people today. So if you are someone who has kind of like entered into this place of trying to evolve and you've come into the place of learning how to say no and you've made up your mind now, you know what you want to do and how you want to go about things in life, and you're just trying to navigate through that space, I want to provide some strength to you today through like encouraging words and to really give you like some light throughout that space, because I know from personal experience that when you hit a new place of becoming, that it's hard. And not just for you, but it's difficult to be accepted by other people. But today, I'm not talking about the acceptance from other people. I'm talking about the acceptance for yourself. I'm talking about what you allow yourself to become and to evolve into and to develop along this journey. And so, to kind of kick this conversation off, I just want to let you know that if you have come to that place of wanting to do something different or having a changed mind, that it is okay. That's the very first thing I want you to know. Being okay with evolving and deciding that you're going to stop doing things you used to do, and you're going to start saying no to people, and you actually have to be the person that witnessed the change behavior in those that you're saying no to. I want to let you know that don't stop yourself from making that change. Still say no. Hold to your truths, because what happens along this journey is you'll enter into a space that no one will understand you. No one will get why you do what you do. No one will understand. But you'll have a line of people that are willing to give you advice, willing to tell you what you need to do, willing to say how much you need to improve and change about yourself. And you'll be the witness to seeing those people also give you advice, but not take their own advice. And so what that brought me to is to understand that this journey of personal awareness and development and caring for yourself is a sacred journey. It doesn't have to include anybody else. Nobody has to be a part of it. And I'm so tired of hearing people say all the time that, I can do it for other people, but it's hard for me to do it for myself. So if you have been using that excuse in your life, and I'm calling it an excuse, because that means you're self-sacrificing yourself, the things you love, the things you really want to do, the things you could be doing to make sure that other people are set and other people are comfortable. Nowhere in life is anybody asking you to do that. That is something in a response or reaction that you have put up on yourself. And it is time for you to let that go. It is time for you to release that belief that makes you think that other people have to go before you. It's time for you to release the concept that, you know what, I'm just doing ministry work, or I'm just doing the work of God by putting other people in that place. I want you to know that you and love and caring for yourself is an act of love towards yourself. And I want you to know that I really do think that when you are self-sacrificing you and the things you really want to do for the sake of other people, and please be clear, I'm not talking about your duties as a mother or a father or any of that. I'm talking about a habit that you may do consistently, where you'll put everything before you actually get to the point of serving yourself. I think that we got to get to a place where we give from a place that we have some overflow. Give from a place where you're able to give. Stop giving away your last and calling it an opportunity or blessed and waiting for something and then getting disappointed when it doesn't show up. Like when you are caring for who you really are and showing love and appreciation for yourself, that also looks like you having the ability to say you love yourself. It means that you're able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I appreciate this person I'm becoming. It means that you've identified and learned how to celebrate yourself. It means that you stop avoiding tasks that you've been avoiding for such a long time. It means that you actually start getting things done and you put tasks in place. You take action to put things in place. It also means you stop taking on that weight from other people. That means, so if you, and I see this a lot in relationships, people get so bent out of shape. And I'm not just saying people, let me include myself. Like I used to get so bent out of shape when relationships end. And I'm not talking about relationships, just in where I'm talking about friendships, okay? I'm talking about friendships. I'm talking about business dealings. I'm talking about family communications, like any area that falls under relationships. I used to get so bent out of shape about it. And I would turn in on myself and be so negative and hard with myself. Oh, well, maybe it's something I did. Maybe it's something that I need to change. Maybe it's something, and I'll be sitting dealing with these questions within myself and not have any answers from anybody. And it's got to the place and the point where you kind of got to be like, wait, stop. How come I could be so good to others, but I can't be good to myself? How come I could be so positive for others, but I can't be positive with myself? And so when you find yourself in that place of realizing that you doing for others and not doing for yourself, it's time for you to come back to that place of caring for yourself and making it sacred and not about anybody else. Because remember, you live in your body 365 days a year and 66 on a leap year. You have to treat that temple and that place the best that you can ever imagine. And you got to see that it's possible for you to do. It doesn't require you to have anybody else in that space, but it does require you to be excited about your own life. It does require you to find out what you like, what you love. And also, it requires you to start removing things that you have allowed yourself to be a prisoner to. And that's expectations of other people. The things that you thought you should have done by now, but you haven't done. The things that you didn't know. And that's a big one because a lot of times people are so bent out of shape for something that they didn't know. Learn to see life and new discoveries and failures and mistakes as opportunities for development, because that's what they are. Does it really make sense to beat yourself up about something that you didn't even know existed? Does it really make sense to be mad and upset about someone else changing their mind about you when you had no dealings in how they made their decisions? And we don't know other people's lives. We don't know what they're experiencing. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know how they're spending their time. We don't know their personal needs. We don't know what needs they have for others. So stop putting yourself in that place, in that position to think that you have to take on what somebody else is going through. Allow people to have their experiences. Allow people to change from their experiences. Allow people to grow and allow people to develop. One of the major things that people struggle with in their self-awareness journey and just caring for themselves is because they have this thing where they want to control around them. They want to control the things around them. They have trust issues. They don't know how to pinpoint or identify which emotions go to what. But 9 times out of 10, many people are being very reactive to experiences that they have no control over. And so I'm asking you today to really take out some time to find out, to sit with yourself and to find out what you have been giving your life over to. What have you been putting so much time and attention into that you really cannot do anything about? Y'all, we can't control people. We can't control people's thoughts. We cannot hear what people are thinking. We do not know what people's needs are. And for that, this journey is sacred because no one knows what you are dealing with. No one knows what you are going through. No one knows what you need unless you tell them. And we have to get to a place where if we want to really start mending relationships and keeping things in good perspective, we have to get to a place where communication is over communicated and that we allow that to be the top priority of how we sustain relationships, how we engage with each other, how we relate to one another, and we have to allow space for differences. We are different. We don't all want the same thing. We're not all going after the same thing, and nobody is trying to come for yours. But you have to be okay with understanding that whatever is yours, and stop fighting in your mind the idea of trying to protect and keep what's yours from somebody else. Listen, no one can do it how you are going to do it. No one can think it or create it. And you've seen this many times when people say, you are often imitated but never duplicated. Nobody can do it like you. Like you all know, like you can even, like I'm getting to the place where I'm learning to respond in love. And I'm sharing this with y'all because I'm not exempt from anything that I ever share, and I share that all the time. Get into a place where you can actually start saying, be who you are and don't let situations that are unfavorable to you change you. Don't change yourself to fit into a situation. If you are a kind hearted person, if you are a loving person, if you are a peaceful person, be that person. Be you, regardless of whatever it is that you're going through and whatever you're facing, because you want that peace to be upon you. You want to be able to let love flow through you like living water. You don't want to have to allow yourself to adapt to situations because that's going to make you uncomfortable. That's going to move you past a place that is not even yours to be in. Be you. Be you. Celebrate other people. If you see something and you like something, say it. Say it. Many people are dying with unspoken words within themselves. Many people are going to the grave and never making amends, never saying I love you, never saying I'm sorry. And I'm not just talking about giving these words to other people. I'm talking about saying this to yourself. If you found yourself in a place where you have allowed yourself to be devastated for years, for months, for weeks, hours, however long it has been, tell yourself you are sorry. Tell yourself, I forgive you. These are things that people don't practice on a daily basis because we only give it to other people, but we don't often give it to ourselves. But why don't we give it to ourselves? Why can't we hear those words? Why are we always waiting for somebody else to tell us these things? Go to the mirror. Tell yourself, I love you. I appreciate you. You have made it through a lot of things. I didn't know we could get through this, but we got through this. A lot of self talk has to take place for you all to really navigate through this space. You don't just need other people to understand you, you have to understand yourself. And that is one of the biggest things. When you ever see somebody like go through this lifestyle changing, even just going through a wardrobe change or a different hairstyle or a new job brings on a new person inside of you, why not allow your accomplishments to bring on something else inside of you, such as the continuous habit of celebrating yourself because you're worth it, you're valued. And we don't need other people to tell us our value and our worth. No, you need to know your own value and your own worth. So you're not waiting for somebody else to uplift you in that capacity. So you're not waiting for anybody else to tell you how good and great you are. Be confident in it. Believe in yourself. Know that you can do it. And even if it is hard and you haven't figured out everything, be patient with yourself to know that regardless of whatever it is you're going through, you can figure it out. We're not racing to the end. We're finding our way step by step. We're putting things together piece by piece. Get out of your head this belief that you just gotta have it all together. That's not true. You don't have to have it all together. You get to figure it out too. Just like other people get to figure it out, so do you. You get to find yourself. You get to find your place in life. You get to change your mind too. You get to become whoever you want to become. You get to believe in yourself just like you believe in somebody else. You get to give to you just like you give to others. You want to know why? Because you are sacred. You are important. You are a treasure. You are a jewel. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are valued. You are needed. And even if you haven't figured out how yet, you will get there. And you got to allow yourself to have that patience with yourself to get there. Just because you see, don't put yourself in a place of being in secret competition. Don't allow what you see to feed you these feelings of insecurity or feelings of doubt or feelings of disappointment. Don't drop those seeds in your life. You get to find your mistakes and you get to say, "Hey, I've had mistakes and I've had things that I don't like about myself. But guess what? I don't have to allow those things to change. I don't have to allow those things to stay. I get to change." You don't get to give to other people and not give to yourself. You don't get to do that anymore. You get to give to you just like you give to other people. You want to know why? Because you're worth it. You are worth it. You are valued. You are needed. You are beautiful. You are brilliant. You are smart. You are intelligent. You're going to figure it out. You're going to get there. You're going to find what you need. You're going to have what you need. You're going to meet people that love you. You're going to meet people that can help you. You're going to meet people that are going to be your beacon light. You're going to figure it out. And I want you to know that. So take those limits off yourself because why? You are unlimited. You are unlimited in your potential. You are a creative being and you get to find out how creative you can be. And guess what? You are not an accident. You are not something that just happened and it is not by happenstance that you are here. You are here because you are loved. You are here because you are needed. You are here because you have something to give. So make sure that you put that up on front. Put it up front. Put it in front of you. Allow yourself to see you for who you really are. Don't let anybody bog you down with their negativity. Don't let anybody bog you down with the doubt that they have about you. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Don't let anybody rob you of what is yours. And you know how I know that you all have this? Because secretly you fight against it. You fight for this mindset. You fight for this mentality. You fight for it. You fight to have it. You make decisions to have it. You block people out of your life. You remove people out of your life so that you can have a peace of mind, so that you can have the space that you need to become who you really are. So if you're dealing with this in secret, put this on replay and come back. Build yourself up. Build your mind up. Build your mentality up. See yourself as greater. See yourself as better. I was sharing the other day that when I started just using the name My Secret's Purpose, I started that. I had no idea what it was going to be. I had no idea where it was going to go. What I thought I was starting and doing, I wasn't. I failed miserably in how I first started. I failed miserably. And I failed miserably because I was trying to adapt to something and put myself in a position in place for something that I really didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy it. But you know what I enjoy? I enjoy strengthening people. I enjoy empowering people. I'm enjoying my new role, being a mental health professional and studying for these licensure exams and preparing myself to be a clinician and a therapist. I enjoy it. It makes me feel good to have changed my career. And I did it at a late age. And guess what? It's okay. And I'm not done yet. I'm not finished yet. I still have things I have to learn. I still have to go through more studying and more education because this is a lifelong journey. But guess what? I'm giving myself that time that I need, and I want you to know that you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. You can start something by accident, feeling like that's where you want to be, and then end up in another place. I had many people that tell me that I wasn't going to make it. I had many people tell me that I need to iron some details out first. I had many people tell me, oh, you don't do this enough, so nobody's going to see you or visualize you. But I just believe wherever I am supposed to be and whoever is supposed to meet me will. And you got to have that same mentality about yourself. Don't hold yourself to an expectation or a standard that doesn't really exist. You don't know. You don't know what is going to come your way. So don't give up on yourself. Don't put yourself to the side. Don't put your hopes, your dreams to the side. Don't abandon yourself. Don't neglect yourself. Do what you need to do to get to who you want to be fully and be in a relentless pursuit of that. That's how you go about life. That's how you go about life. And you don't have to be mad. You don't have to be angry at things that are unfavorable to you. But you will have to figure out what is the best way to react and respond to things you don't like. Because they're going to happen. And if I tell you now up front that it's going to happen, can you let that echo when it does happen? Can you let that resonate to remind yourself not to get so bent out of shape in this moment because you already knew that things are going to go differently than you want sometimes, and things are going to go just as planned sometimes, and you're going to have to change your plans sometimes. But guess what? That doesn't mean abandon the vision that you have of yourself. If I tell you what I wish someone would have told me at first, would you listen? I'm sharing this with you all because we are at a place where we value who we are. We value who we are becoming, and we allow ourselves to do this in a sacred way because it is personal and it is our own journey, and we're going to live it and experience it how we want. And I just wanted to share that with you all today. I didn't know what today's topic was going to be, and honestly, I didn't really prepare for today, but I tell you what, I have been contemplating on just finding that self motivation within. And I said, you know what? We got to get to the place where we're okay and we accept that self care is sacred. Caring for ourselves is sacred. Minding our business is sacred, and that's okay. It's okay that you got to put people out your business, y'all. It's all right. We can do that. We can do that. You get to do that. You're not restricted. You're not going to lose anything. A lot of people are afraid to make moves and do what needs to be done to make their space more private and secure and protected because we're afraid of losing people. We're afraid of losing relationships. We're afraid that things might change. But I'm going to tell you, people that love you understand. People that had different intentions of you and purposes for you being in their life won't. They won't understand. They won't. And so I want you all to know that those people who value you and see you as being someone important in their life will understand you saying, hey, I need some me time. I need to get over doubting myself. And one of the biggest things that I have, y'all, when we are providing support and caring for other people, just being there, just being in support for people that are experiencing changes in their life. One of the biggest things is we have to get past the point of giving this superficial advice. Get past it. And what superficial advice looks like is you had to do it. You had to go through it to get here. It had to happen. And they not going where you going. So that's why you got to drop them off. And, like stop just coming up with these cliches and these fun things to say to try to console people. That is temporary relief. We are not looking for temporary relief. We are looking to communicate ourselves to others, which means that we are actually saying that I'm dealing with these feelings of doubt within myself, and I need to kind of explore and attach this to an emotion, and I need to find out what it is that I doubt myself about and why I'm doubting myself. And then I need to explore whatever that experience was, or whatever that saying was, or whatever was told to you, that you allow yourself to process through that so that you can recover fully from those limitations. Stop giving yourself these temporary reliefs and then wondering why you repeat this cycle of discouragement. That's why, because you fed yourself a lie. You fed yourself something that was not true, and you allowed yourself to cover it up with faith. One of the biggest ones I see is people self-sacrificing, thinking that God just wanted me to help them and he wanted me to do this, right? You use your faith as a cover up on other people. And I see that a lot too when people have really bad heart conditions. And what I mean by heart conditions is a disposition with other people, but yet they have a position of leadership and servitude within certain spaces. Whereas they tend to lean on their private communities, which could be a close family member or relative, to disperse their dislike and their grievances. However, they have not mastered being able to deal with themselves in leadership positions, meaning that looks like that they can still serve and be in the presence of people with their fake humility, their false humility and care and concern for people. But deep down, they've already earmarked or marked people off, but they just learn how to show face. Let's get past showing face and heal for real. Let's get past just trying to maintain these roles and these titles, but get some help for real. Let's stop acting like we can hold ourselves up. Let's stop just doing that. It's fake humility. It's not real. You're really showing that you're powerless. Because when you're alone and you're with yourself, and you find yourself avoiding people, or you find yourself blotting people out, and you find yourself putting X's on other people, and you find yourself struggling in relationships, or you find yourself just in these small circles and unable to really grow and expand, then you're already there. And a lot of people don't see that as being an issue or see that being enacted in their lives, but it's there. It exists. Heal for real. And it's important that we build up this measure of accountability, self-accountability. It's good to have other people, but it's also good to reinforce it with knowing, identifying, and recognizing. That means acknowledging, you all, that there is an issue. That means acknowledging that you are struggling with something, acknowledging that you have a problem. Some people are afraid to do that because they don't want to look weak. They don't want to look like the lesser person. They want to look like they don't want to deal with those feelings of I'm not even going to say resentment or guilt, because it sometimes is a misconception that if you be honest, that means you're going to feel guilty, or you're going to feel shame, or you're going to feel regret. And a lot of people don't like those feelings or emotions. But sometimes those feelings of emotions are mixed up with actually release. You see, when you haven't done anything for a long time and you live the life of just being that hard and tough person, sometimes when you get to that place where you actually acknowledge and you are holding yourself accountable and standing up, it's different for you and it does feel uncomfortable, but it really is a relief. And I need you to tell yourself, if you be honest and if you take responsibility, that it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a lesser person. It doesn't make you look like you have just made yourself look ridiculous. Like it doesn't, or whatever you may tell yourself. It actually means that you are brave. You are courageous. It actually means that you are powerful because you've been able to overcome those negative thoughts that would have stopped you. And please believe, people want peace more than they want to feel the shame, guilt, regret, or any of that. And I'm telling this to you all because many of you will be left out in the future. Many of you will be left out of great things to come. You won't even be considered by other people. And I'm talking about the people that you may have loved. You'll live in the memory of what could have been, or what shoulda, coulda, woulda, because you were not willing to take responsibility, because you were not willing to own your mess, because you were not willing to try to make peace, because you wanted to stay strong. You wanted to stay that strong person. You wanted to stay that person that looked like you had all the power and control, and you didn't want to try to make peace. You didn't want to try to make things better. Or you chose hate. And hate was something that you were willing to live with. All of the anxiousness, all of the anxiety, you were willing to live with that. And so you didn't take responsibility. What I want us to understand is that you are responsible for you. And you're the responsibility, you are the key to change. You are the key to having a fulfilling life. You are the key to getting to where you want to be in life. You are the key to being able to mend relationships. You are the key to be able to have peace and joy. You are the key if you let yourself be. If you let yourself be, you can you can really do some stuff. You can get to your place of happy. Own it and stop beating yourself up. Open your mouth, communicate. Say what you need to say to yourself and say what you need to say to others. It's important. If you see something, say something. If it comes on your heart to say it. Don't worry about if you're going to look like a fool. Don't worry about if they're going to get it, understand it. That's not your responsibility. But if it drops and it comes into your thought, like that is your responsibility. Say it. Do it. But if you avoid it, you've made your choice. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with prolonging whatever it is that you may be prolonging. And you have to also be okay being left out if you choose to do differently than what your heart truly is pulling you to do. So, thank you all for tuning in to another Ask Christian Shields session. I'm just excited about my life and I'm excited about you all's as well because I want you all to live your seeker's purpose. I want you all to live and live fully. So until next time, remember my 3 C's. Remember to connect with yourself authentically. Remember to commit to your own self-care, balancing your own life, and taking care of your own business. And to do it consistently at a pace that works for you. Bye, you all. Have a great day.